All right, China's out-of-control space station is about to fall from the sky. We'll tell you when that's expected to happen.
It's expected to plunge to the Earth any day now.
Spring break is in full effect for Sarasota and Manatee County students. I'm live at Lido Beach with more on what law enforcement is doing to making sure spring breakers are safe this season.
And this morning, the Louisiana Attorney General is going to be providing an update on the case of a Baton Rouge man killed by police officers. We've got your spring break forecast, traffic, and much more. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now on ABC 7.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Good Tuesday morning, March 27th. Glad you're awake already. I'm sure you are too. I'm Ray Collins.
We hope you are too.
Yes.
You get so much more out of our show that way. We'd like to stay awake too for these 2 hours.
Right.
We'd love it if you did too. Welcome, I'm Stephanie.
Yes, we sleep during the commercials.
Yes, we snap.
Let's go to John Scalzi now.
He's always awake.
Oh, what? Sorry.
Wake up back there.
Beautiful day shaping up for us. Oh my gosh, it looks great. We'll have lower relative humidities, plenty of sunshine, a breezy wind out of the east. I mean, this is really picture-perfect Chamber of Commerce kind of weather that we have in store for us this afternoon. Across the entire peninsula right now, not a drop of rain to be found anywhere. Temperatures generally running in the mid-60s. And as we head into the later half of the day, I think we'll enjoy winds that are pretty much as strong as we're getting them right now, which is about 10 to 15 most everywhere you look, maybe even some gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. So some pretty impressive wind speeds for this hour of the morning. Day planner calls for a temperature of noontime of about 76 degrees on our way up to cracking the 80-degree mark again today. It was warm yesterday. I don't think it'll be quite that warm today, but still we'll be in the low 80s, no doubt about it. 81 by around 3 p.m. this afternoon, and no rain in the forecast. Complete forecast details in just a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now. Little early buildup there as you leave Bradenton on 14th Street West. Be aware of that little blip, otherwise all clear in Manatee County. In the upper half of Sarasota County, 301 northbound through Newtown. Some congestion there by 10th Street. In the lower right corner of your screen, though, we'll zoom in tight on an accident that happened already this morning. That is at Bee Ridge Road and Bent Tree Boulevard. There's a subdivision there. In the eastbound lane, that area is blocked eastbound, so be aware of that. If you're traveling through, you'll see some slowdowns there for sure. And as we check our final maps now to the south, we'll see mostly clear conditions all throughout our South County friends at 6:02 on this Tuesday morning.
Well, spring break is in full effect all this week for Sarasota and Manatee County students, as well as for students that are all over the country and are visiting the Suncoast.
Marla Spence recalls college spring break. She joins us live now from Lido Key with a preview. Marla, good morning.
Yeah, guys, I sure do remember those college spring breaks. But as Suncoast students enjoy their spring break all week long, patrol units as well as law enforcement is making sure they are highly visible and making sure that they'll be patrolling beaches like Lido Beach right behind me to ensure student safety all week long. Now, we spoke to Ryan Brown with the Sarasota Sheriff's Office, and he tells us patrol units will be patrolling beaches on the Suncoast. Lieutenant Brown tells us in addition to patrol units already being out at beaches like Siesta Key, additional officers will be out patrolling beaches and parking lots. He tells us Marine Patrol units will also be out as well as traffic and DUI units.
We're going to have strict enforcement and not tolerate underage drinking or large parties or large gatherings that are causing commotion.
Lieutenant Brown tells us although there is no official curfew time on the Suncoast, there are areas on Siesta Key Beach and also Turtle Beach that have green areas, and those are areas near pavilions as well as benches. He says those areas are closed at 10 o'clock each night. He also tells us that parking lots at Siesta Key Beach, those close each night at midnight, and this is all to ensure safety of those spring breakers all week long. Reporting live at Lido Beach, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, thank you, Marla, for the latest on this story and also breaking news and traffic. Check out our app under WWSB or under My Suncoast.
And happening later today, the Louisiana Attorney General is going to be giving an update on the investigation of Alton Sterling's fatal shooting a couple years ago. It comes nearly 2 years after Sterling was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police officers while they held him on the ground. Now, federal prosecutors handed the case to the Attorney General last summer after they found there wasn't enough evidence to warrant civil rights charges against those officers. Now, despite the federal findings, Sterling's 5 children have now filed a wrongful death lawsuit.
Well, one day after the U.S. has expelled Russian diplomats, Russia now vows to retaliate, even though other countries did the same. Serena Marshall has the story.
It's the largest expulsion of Russian diplomats from the U.S. in history. 60 Russians forced to leave. A Russian consulate in Seattle shuttered. Punishment for Russia's alleged poisoning of a former Russian spy and his daughter with a nerve agent on British soil.
Together we have sent a message that we will not tolerate Russia's continued attempts to flout international law and undermine our values.
Worldwide, more than 100 Russian diplomats sent home, a coordinated campaign by 24 countries. Russia's foreign ministry called the global removal provocative and that they had nothing to do with the poisoning and warned they will respond. Their embassy in D.C. mocked the move, posting this Twitter poll asking followers to vote on which U.S. consulate they should shutter. The Trump administration claimed 12 of those kicked out were operating under the guise of diplomacy.
By limiting the ability of Russia to spy on Americans and conduct covert activities that threaten America's national security.
It's the toughest action against the Kremlin to date, and the move highlights the disparity between the administration's words and actions. 2 weeks ago, the president said this on the poisoning.
It certainly looks like the Russians were behind it.
But last week avoided condemning Vladimir Putin for the attack when he called to praise him for winning re-election.
We will probably get together in the not too distant future.
The White House says there is no discrepancy, that the president wants to work with Russia, but sometimes their actions don't allow it. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
Well, Governor Rick Scott is tweeting about a big announcement coming on April the 9th. All right, there's speculation that he will officially launch his Senate bid to challenge Democratic Senator Bill Nelson in November. Now, Scott has long been courted by national Republicans as well as President Trump to run against Nelson. Scott says he's going to make the announcement via Facebook Live.
Happening today, the city of Venice will discuss, wait for it, backflow preventers. Yes, that's today in Venice. That equipment is used to pump drinking water into homes. The city wants the backflow preventers to be inspected and replaced every 10 years, but there isn't a policy in place to address that quite yet. Today, the city of Venice's utilities director will ask the city for nearly $300,000 to replace aging preventers.
And the Manatee Kennel Club is donating money to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office to help them get a brand new canine officer. Now, the Kennel Club donated nearly $14,000 for the newest canine, Ron, who is set to officially start his training next week.
He'll be a dual-purpose dog, which means both apprehension and then he'll locate explosives. It's probably going to take every bit of 6 months for that.
The 14-month-old canine is the second canine that the Kennel Club has actually given to the Sheriff's Office. Over the last 3 years, nearly 700 bad guys have been caught thanks to the county's canine officers.
Isn't that amazing?
They are, and to watch them train is unbelievable.
Yes, just don't pet them.
No, stay away.
Still ahead, first alert weather and traffic, and
plus it is the return of Roseanne tonight, the crazy Connor family. When we come back, we're going to hear from Roseanne herself and John Goodman as to why now is the perfect time for that show to make a comeback.
Let's peek outside our window here in the Rosemary District. We'll see a little breezy conditions out there. Hold on to your bonnet as you come into work today.
I will do that. My bonnet gets a little crazy on these days.
Tie your bonnet beneath your chin, John Scalzi.
Indeed, your bonnet could be airborne today because of the breezy conditions, but the good news is it's an offshore flow, so any red tide issues are going to be blown back out to sea. And in fact, the water samples along our area beaches all show green flags, so there's not a high concentration across our beaches. The further south you go, though, we do have some issues further to the south. By the way, drought index across the state, we still have some abnormally dry conditions across Central Florida. Can use some rain, but we won't see any today. Stays dry. We'll talk about the forecast in a minute.
Thank you.
doing? You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt will leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long con.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you too.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we have a 66-degree air temperature and a dew point value that has dropped another degree in the last hour, now at 58. That just feels so comfortable. With dew points in the 50s, that is great. And we won't have that much longer because we'll see our dew points starting to rise into the 70s in about another month. So enjoy it while you can. East wind comes in at about 14. The backdoor cold front that came through yesterday is responsible for those lower dew points, and as well for the higher wind speeds that we'll have throughout the day today. 64, Wauchula 65, Arcadia, Mayaca City Parish, Bradenton at 65, Lakewood Ranch at 65, Northport comes in at 66, 67 degrees, and Venice, Inglewood at 66, and Longboat Key comes in at 67 degrees. So as we progress through the day today, we'll consistently start rising our temperatures after dawn till we get to 81 by 3 p.m. Plenty of sunshine around, breezy throughout the day. As we head into the evening hours, should be a beautiful sunset. Temperatures will be in the 70s as the sun sets and the heating goes away. We'll look for nighttime lows to bottom out in the 50s, upper 50s most likely. Across the peninsula, it's rain-free. Got a few scattered showers out in Gulf Atlantic waters. That caused by that fetch of air coming in around an area of high pressure, bringing us that easterly wind. Back to the west, some stronger storms in progress. The threat of severe weather exists today in Texas, and also showers that continue on up around Indianapolis and up through areas south of Chicago, up towards Cincinnati. All of this is really not going to move all that much. So if you are traveling today to any area where it is now raining on this radar image, that's pretty much where it will be raining this afternoon as well. So a very slow moving system. For us, quiet, no rain in the forecast. A big bullseye for severe weather today in parts of Texas. There could be some small tornadoes. There could be some hail, large hail, gusty winds, as well as some big thunderstorm activity. So if you're traveling to Dallas Airport today, even the Houston Airport could see some airport delays because of the inclement weather. And as I mentioned, for us, absolutely no risk whatsoever of thunderstorm activity today. So a frontal boundary will be approaching our area, but that is going to take until Friday to get here. This is the one that's actually way back in Texas, but by the time it gets here, it will have none of that energy that's producing the severe weather there. What we will see is maybe some scattered showers, slight chance of rain. This front basically stalls out, loses all its energy, stalls out over central Florida, and eventually just washes away with an occasional chance of showers for a day or two. So I think Easter will probably be a pretty dry day with high pressure building in. But we certainly will watch for the chance of showers Friday and Saturday. As far as the weather highlights today go, all centered around that area of low pressure back to the west. High pressure for us brings us that easterly wind flow, and that continues throughout the day today. It'll be pretty consistent, so if you're a boater, you can pretty much plan on a breezy easterly wind without much of a sea breeze shift in the afternoon. East at about 15 will bring you a moderate chop on your bay and inland waters with 2 to 3 foot seas. So the forecast looks good for us today. Daytime high about 83. Nighttime low about 59. Doesn't get much better than that. Low relative humidity throughout the day. Plenty of sunshine. No chance of rain. Then as we head in tomorrow, look for a temperature again in the lower 80s. Same thing on Thursday. Friday will work in a little bit more cloud cover and a slight chance at some showers, about a 20% chance with that front that I was talking about that stalls out. That continues our rain chance into Saturday. And then Easter Sunday, things look good. Our little bunny hopping around under dry conditions with daytime highs in the 80s. And then as we head into Monday, it looks pretty nice as well. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside. Your first alert traffic, though. Roads are starting to get a little bit more congested around this time. Starting to see some traffic, a little bit of a buildup there if you're heading over the bridges into Bradenton, and also another hot spot at 301 and State Road 70. Those are in Manatee County. Now, if you're headed into Sarasota County, there was an accident earlier that was on Bee Ridge Road and Bent Tree Boulevard, but that has already been cleaned up, so you're good to go. There is a little bit of congestion there on Fruitville Road and 75 as you come off right there. A little bit of congestion starting. If you're heading a little bit farther south in the county, those roads are looking pretty clear out there this morning. Not too much to see. Even as farther south as you go, those roads are still pretty congestion free. At 6:17 with your first alert traffic.
Well, one of TV's most dysfunctionally lovable families
Good description.
Thank you. Returning, you wrote it. Is returning to TV after 20 years tonight.
That is right. The Connors are back tonight on the premiere of Roseanne. So why bring the show back now? Well, I'll let the cast explain.
And that was the welcome back on the very first day back to set for the cast of Roseanne. After a 21-year break, the crazy Connor family returns to primetime and to ABC. For Roseanne Barr, the star of the series and now executive producer, she says she simply had more to say.
So that was kind of exciting to, think of the things and work with a group of writers to make them happen and say something about the country we live in these times.
I did a sketch with Sarah on her show, The Talk, and it was like we didn't miss a beat, and it really made me nostalgic. And she asked me if I wanted to do the show again. I said, yeah, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
It's always important to have an unconventional family on TV.
Unconventional definitely sums up the Connors, and it's why Gilbert, who returns his daughter Darlene, feels it's important to have a family like the Connors on TV.
That most people struggle, most people are quirky, most people are weird, so I think it's always important, and that's what we hope to do, is let people feel like instead of that's a TV family, let them feel like, oh, that's my family.
And the rest of the family is back, including Aunt Jackie, or Lori Metcalf, who sums up where we find the Connor family today.
Well, obviously they're still living in the same house, so some things haven't changed at all. But there's new characters on the show because the kids who grew up on the show now have kids of their own. So there's that new round of characters to meet. And it just was always a show led by Roseanne, of course, but about kind of small family issues. And I think that this reboot is following that same path.
She's back.
She's back. Now, some people are excited about this. Some people are like, do we want more Roseanne? Either way, let us know how you like the return.
She seems more subdued now.
She does. She's very chill on there. I love the fact that she wanted to come back. She just had more to say. I got more to talk about these days.
There's our respective Facebook addresses. Make sure you check out the pages. Like them while you're there. We always upload fresh content each day. I put a picture up from about 15 minutes ago on my page.
That is right. I'm getting ready to upload something that went horribly wrong in the studio a little while ago. That's a good tease, right?
I'm intrigued.
Yes, like to play checkers? So you'll like this.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Stormy Daniels is escalating her legal battle, filing a new claim. Plus, Marla.
And spring break is in full effect here on the Suncoast for Sarasota and Manatee County students. What law enforcement is doing to ensure their safety? I have a live report from Lido Beach.
Another nice day for spring break today. There's a shot outside our studio. Should see a high of 83 degrees today and plenty of sunshine. We'll have details of John Scalzi's forecast and more news coming up on Good Morning Suncoast.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
ABC7 is gearing up for this year's JDRF One Walk on Saturday, April 7th at Nathan Benderson Park, and we'd love for you to join us. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Matter, and this is my friend Emma Bella, who lives with type 1 diabetes.
The JDRF One Walk helps raise awareness and funds for kids with type 1 diabetes, and it's fun too.
Walk with us and make a difference.
And help kids like us.
For more information, visit walk.jdrf.org.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Busy place right now, the U.S. Capitol. We'll talk to you next half hour about some gun control legislation being discussed on Capitol Hill. Also, a big topic right now is expelling Russian diplomats in this country and other European countries, and Russia vows to retaliate. We'll have those stories and more next half hour right here on Good Morning Suncoast. It is 6:24 right now.
Well, China's out-of-control space station is about to fall from the sky. Yes, you heard that right. It is expected to plunge and hit Earth any day now between tomorrow and Sunday. What went up in 2011 is about to come down in a blizzard of fiery debris. The Chinese lost contact with the bus-sized Tiangong-1 space station, translated to Heavenly Palace, early in 2016. Now, since then, it's been an 8.5-ton time bomb destined to fall back into Earth about its decaying orbit about 80 miles up. Now, of course, as it goes through the atmosphere, much of it is going to burn up, but not all of it. And so far, strangely enough, where it's going to land has really been anyone's guess. Scientists say it's likely to land anywhere from California to New Jersey.
Jeez.
Anywhere in between. Such a bizarre story.
Put those nor'easters in perspective for them.
I know, right? It's the falling Chinese space station.
This sounds like a movie plot.
From one bizarre story to another, Stormy Daniels is escalating her legal battle in the wake of her interview with Anderson Cooper about her alleged affair with President Trump.
Stormy, whose real name is Stephanie,
you're welcome,
has filed a new claim accusing President Trump's personal attorney of defamation. Kenneth Moten has the latest.
In this morning's GMA First Look, we're learning more about Stormy Daniels. Her senior yearbook photo showing the then aspiring journalist choosing this caption: "We will all get along just fine as soon as you realize that I am queen." Today, the adult film actress lives in Texas with her 7-year-old daughter and husband. And one of her favorite hobbies, riding horses. Even seen here competing at an equestrian event. But that's on hold for now. Daniels saying in a recent interview that she doesn't want to expose the equestrian world or her daughter to the circus trailing her now. One reason she says she initially signed that confidentiality agreement:
I did not want my family and my child exposed to all the things that she's being exposed to right now, because everything that I was afraid of coming out has come out anyway.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have more about a new legal move by Daniels, amending her lawsuit against President Trump and his attorney Michael Cohen. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kenneth Moten, ABC News, New York.
Allergy sufferers, this is truly noteworthy. For all-day, all-night relief, there's Zysol. It's just as effective at hour 24 as at hour 1. Now try it free for 10 days. Be wise all and get your free sample at Zysol.com.
Try Nivea Essentially Enriched Body Lotion. The unique formula with nourishing almond oil leaves skin smoother. Moisturized for 24 hours. Enjoy smoother skin. And now try new oil-infused lotions. Moisturize with indulging scents.
Are cream conditioners bringing your hair down? From the world's #1 conditioner brand, new Pantene Light as Air Foam Conditioner. Full of rich Pro-V nutrients and infused with air for 100% conditioning with 0% weight. Strong is beautiful. New Pantene Foam Conditioner.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Why do that?
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Looking for something fun to do on a Friday night? Then come to Music on Main, the first Friday of every month at Lakewood Ranch. Enjoy free live music, dancing, great food, and lots of fun for every family member, even the furry ones. Meet up with friends, enjoy activities for the kids, or make it a special date night. And be sure to stop by the ABC7 booth and say hello. Mark your calendars for Music on Main, first Friday of the month, 6 to 9 at Lakewood Ranch. Brought to you by ABC7 and these sponsors. Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California closet story.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
I can assure you that that Saturday was day one. Saturday was a launch pad.
Gun control measures are moving forward just days after that massive March for Our Lives rally in Washington, D.C. and around the country.
Seniors can get around easier thanks to a new program at the University of Florida.
Spring break is in full effect here on the Suncoast for Sarasota and Manatee County students, what law enforcement is doing at local beaches, and what they suggest parents do if they plan to leave their kids at home during spring break. That's straight ahead. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Good morning to you, or welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us this morning on Good Morning Suncoast. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. It is Tuesday, March the 27th, and we're doing a nice pattern of weather right now, John Scalzi.
Spring break week is beautiful.
I know. I can't wait to get outside this afternoon and enjoy it, because I'll tell you, these are the kind of days that you got to really hold on to and cherish, because you know after Easter things can change pretty quickly for the hot and humid. So we got to enjoy these lower humidity days and the plenty of sunshine, rain-free skies that we're going to see over the next several days. We're looking at across the entire peninsula, not a drop of rain falling anywhere currently. Back to the west, there are some big storms, but they will not impact us probably till we get till Friday. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. 64 degrees in Mayaca City. In Lakewood Ranch, you've got 65. Bradenton, 65 too. Sarasota, 66. Inglewood coming in at 66, Venice at 67. Beautiful everywhere. And this represents about a 4 degree to 5 degree increase in temperature over what we had at this hour yesterday. So a little bit warmer, but a whole lot drier and I think more comfortable. A breezy wind out of the east, making it feel delightful outside. As we head into the afternoon, daytime highs are going to top out very mild, coming in around the 80 degree, well, a little bit above 80, 83 degrees, we'll say, for a daytime high under full sunshine and beautiful conditions. Well, that complete forecast for you coming up in a few minutes.
All right, John, talk to you soon about that. Checking the roads right now, a little build up there on 301 southbound as you cross over State Road 70. Otherwise, relatively clear so far in Manatee County. Checking farther south into Sarasota County, 301 northbound around Newtown, some issues there. Also, University Parkway coming and going from Lakewood Ranch. We had an earlier issue that has since cleared up at Bent Tree. No problem there now on Bee Ridge. And then South County, one little blip there on South 41 as you head towards South Venice. Since that earlier issue cleared up at Bent Tree and Bee Ridge Road, we moved our photographer a little farther west to get a shot there at the intersection at 75 and Bee Ridge Road, a really busy spot that'll pick up as the morning commute begins this morning.
Well, spring break is in full effect this week for area students as well as for visitors from people from all over the area visiting here to the Suncoast this week.
Marla Spence is right now visiting Lido Key with a preview of what police are doing to keep these folks safe. Marla?
Yeah, guys, law enforcement is making sure that they are highly visible at beaches like Lido Beach, also Siesta Key, and they'll also be patrolling waterways with their marine units and also parking lots. Now, Suncoast teens and also college students are not the only ones on spring break this week, but so are the young kids, those in elementary and also in middle school throughout Manatee and Sarasota counties. More than likely, many of those students will be staying at home while their parents are at work this spring break. Lieutenant Brian with the Sarasota Sheriff's Office tells us parents should make sure their child is old enough and also mature enough to stay home. Lieutenant Brown also says although parents may be busy at work, communication is key between you and your child, especially when they are at home alone throughout the spring break.
They have a good way to communicate with each other. Make sure that the parents have phones or cell phones nearby, that they can communicate with their children.
In addition to having phones nearby for your kids at home, Lieutenant Brown says a good idea would be to leave a list of phone numbers, and don't assume that your kids know those numbers by heart. To leave your work number, your cell number, as well as close relatives' phone numbers, and even a close family friend or even a classmate, their parents. You can also leave those phone numbers with your kids as well, just in case of an emergency. Reporting at Lido Beach, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Marla, thank you for details on our app. You can find it at the App Store under WWSB or under My Suncoast. On to other news now. Gun control measures are moving forward both on Capitol Hill and in some individual states. Reporter Andy Rose has the story.
General Assembly approved 6 gun safety bills Monday, sending them on to the state Senate. The proposals aim to keep guns away from people who pose a threat, reduce how much ammunition magazines can hold, and strengthen background checks. They also seek to ban armor-piercing ammunition and counter efforts to weaken gun safety regulations. Meanwhile, Florida Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz is pushing for her new House bill to mandate background checks on ammunition purchases. She attended Saturday's march and said her heart is filled with hope.
I can assure you that that Saturday was day one. Saturday was a launch pad. So anyone that thinks that that was the end is sadly mistaken.
Saturday's rally participants heavily criticized Florida Senator Marco Rubio for not distancing himself from the NRA in the wake of the Parkland shooting. He says he's making progress bolstering background checks, among other things.
I'm working with at least half of the Parkland families directly to come up with common sense, common ground solutions to move us forward. And we've already achieved the Stop School Violence Act, we achieved Fix NICS, and we're moving forward now on the red flag laws.
I'm Andy Rose reporting.
Well, after the body of a heart attack victim was left lying on the road under a sheet for hours last month, Manatee County officials are finally talking about their response. Public safety officials will review their policy after the incident near Palmasola Marina. Now, it was after an EMS crew left 78-year-old Ty Ross's body on the side of the road. The county told his widow that removing the body was her responsibility. A funeral home was busy, and that body remained on the hot road for several hours.
New information now on a serious crash on Minnesota Key that left 2 motorcyclists with serious injuries. The crash happened on Minnesota Key about 5:45 p.m. last evening. State troopers say a motorcycle was heading south near the Minnesota Beach Club. When it crossed into the northbound lane, a truck hit the motorcycle, then it swerved and hit another motorcycle. Both riders have serious injuries. In fact, one had to be airlifted.
Well, one Sarasota County family is pushing for change in what they call a dangerous school bus stop. The Whitehead family says their 11-year-old son Nate was recently hit by a car just down the road from the bus stop at Minnesota Beach Road and Minnesota Road in Venice. Now, he suffered minor injuries in the case, and his mother says this is not the best place to put a school bus stop.
I think they need to move it somewhere else. I don't think it needs to be after a blind curve. The first road after a blind curve where people are going so fast.
I was riding home and a person came up behind me and hit my wheel and then hit my hip and flew off basically. And when it hit my hip, I went head over heels into a ditch.
And the hit-and-run driver still remains at large. The Sarasota County School District says they will look into the matter as quickly as possible.
An incident over a pizza crust may have led to a stabbing outside a Sarasota restaurant. Dennis Prito, who you see right now, was arrested and charged with 1 count of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Sheriff deputies say the 21-year-old stabbed another man who he accused of throwing a pizza crust at his fiancee's sister. It happened at Francesco's Pizza on Weber Street. Prito is currently being held without bond at the Sarasota County Jail.
Well, this morning, Northport police are looking for a man who tried to steal more than $700 worth of items from a Walmart store. Police say he had his cart full of all of the merchandise, but when he was leaving the store, he was approached, then he ran off. Now, if you have any information that could help identify this man, you're asked to contact the Northport Police Department. And the University of Florida is teaming up with state transportation officials to help seniors get around a little more easily. Now, they often have trouble getting to and from their doctor's appointments and social events. So the University of Florida Department of Transportation is launching a new service. It's called FindARideFlorida.org. Now, seniors in all 67 counties can choose their starting location. They can even add filters for special needs. They're also going to be able to review the providers who's going to be bringing them to and from all the places, how much it's going to cost, and the service hours before they ever even book that ride.
That's very important.
What a great service that is.
Those vans can be very expensive sometimes.
They can. Yes,
right.
they can.
All right, 6:40 right now on this Tuesday morning.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we've got the latest in your first alert weather and traffic.
Facebook under investigation by the Federal Trade Commission now. What you need to know when we come back. But first, a peek at a busy spot right now in Sarasota County, I-75 and Bee Ridge Road.
That is right. More people are hitting those roads during the morning commute, as well as later on today during spring break route. That is going to be one busy spot. Now about that spring break forecast, what's it looking out there like today, John Scalzi?
It does look busy out there. We have a strong easterly wind flow, and I think that is very evident here on the temperature structure across the state. Warmer on the other coast where that onshore flow is hitting, and then a little bit cooler on our coast where temperatures are generally in the mid to lower 60s across the region. Going to take a walk on the beach tonight. Beautiful. Lots of sunshine leading to a beautiful, clear, starry sky. Breezy, mild. Water quality is great. I'll give it 4 beach balls out of 4. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Florida Studio Theater presents Blue Suede Shoes, celebrating the birth of rock and roll. From the father of rock and roll, Chuck Berry, to the king himself, Elvis Presley, this musical review features such great hits as Rock Around the Clock, Mustang Sally, Johnny B. Good, and of course, Blue Suede Shoes. Critics are calling Blue Suede Shoes a burst of rock history, dynamic and high voltage. Audiences are calling it phenomenal. Blue Suede Shoes has been held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting FloridaStudioTheater.org.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a news editor with a nonlinear editing background and experience with breaking news and live shots. Visit mysuncoast.com/job-of-the-day to apply.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Across the region, temperature coming in at 66 degrees, a dew point value coming in at 58. That 58-degree dew point, that feels so good. That's so nice when you get the dew point values into the 50s because the humidity is low enough that it just feels delightful. And that's the way it's going to be over the next day or two, I think. We'll see those lower dew point values. Now, as we get into closer to the weekend, we'll start to see our wind shift from this easterly direction to a more southeasterly, even southwesterly direction, and that's going to really just pump up our dew points pretty quickly. So enjoy it while you can. Temperature, as I mentioned, 66, will probably get up to the low 80s today. Across the region, pretty uniform temperature structure, really. A little bit cooler in inland areas with Wauchula at 63, Arcadia at 65, Mayaca at 64. But then you get close right along the waters, and you've got 67 at Longboat, Venice, 66 in Inglewood. Sarasota at 66, 65 degrees in Bradenton. We'll top it out today at about 81 degrees. Maybe a couple of degrees warmer than that. Let's say 83 for a daytime high. 81 by 3, though. A lot of sunshine around. Little rain chance right straight for the next, well, till Friday. And then as we head into the evening today, temperatures will fall off into the 70s. We'll have a breeze coming in out of the east. Not much of a sea breeze today. The breeze is going to be a little bit too strong to support a sea breeze. Sea breeze will be kept at bay. And then as we head into the overnight hours, we'll drop it down into the 50s. Again, very lovely low humidity air in place. Across the entire peninsula, not a drop of rain falling. We may see an isolated shower along the other coastline, that because of that easterly wind picking up moisture from the Atlantic and kind of creating a few low showers across the coast, east coast, but nothing for us. And then back to the west, those showers will be a little bit heavier, stretching from Texas to the mid-Great Lakes. Our area sees rain-free conditions for the next several days. We could use some rain. We're going to finish up the month about 3 inches below where we normally should be. So hopefully by Friday we catch a little bit of rainfall. This is a frontal boundary that will be approaching our state. It'll stall out over north central Florida most likely and eventually just wash away, but it'll give us a day or two of enhanced rainfall chances. By the time we get to Sunday, I think our rain chance will pretty much be gone as high pressure then builds in. Here's the situation. We've got a couple of double barrel low pressure areas back to the west, and for us, a big ridge of high pressure. That high pressure provides us with that easterly wind, which we get throughout the day today. That gives us a kind of breezy wind, actually, as that high builds in. And boaters should be conscious of that. Those wind speeds can be up there just a little bit. Great for sailors, I would think, kind of sustained out of the east, coming in at about 15 to 20 throughout the day today. You won't have to worry about the wind direction. That's going to be consistent. And some gusts, though, could be even a little bit higher, so some pretty breezy conditions. In fact, if you take a look at it throughout the day, coming in at about 15 knots, but those gusts could be as high as 20 knots. We'll have a moderate chop on bay and inland waters with 2 to 3 foot seas. And the forecast looks like this. Today's high comes in at about 83. Nighttime low comes in the upper 50s, so pretty conditions there. Tomorrow, Thursday, all look really good. Friday, maybe a little increase in cloud cover with that 20% chance of rain showers as that next front approaches. It stalls out, gives us lingering rain chance on Saturday. Easter looks good, though. Low humidity air, plenty of sunshine around, and a daytime high of about 81. Those 80s continues into next week. Back to you.
Thanks, Don. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic. The roads are definitely starting to pick up a little bit out there. We're starting to see some hot spots. That corner of 301 and State Road 70 is pretty busy around this time in the morning, as well as those bridges definitely starting to get congested as they come into Bradenton. If you're heading into Sarasota County, the roads right there are also starting to show some hot spots. University Parkway, Fruitville, and Bee Ridge Road are also starting to get busy right around this time of the morning. A little farther south, the roads on there are looking pretty decent. 75 has a little bit of a hot spot in there, but nothing too big out there. No accident or construction in that place. Just a little bit of congestion. A little bit farther south in that county, those roads are looking pretty decent too. It is 6:48, and that is your first alert traffic.
Happening later today, your chance to learn more about plans for another roundabout at the busiest intersection so far. State officials will share plans how they want to reconstruct US 41 at Gulfstream. Now, that's by the Ringling Causeway and the Sailor and Nurse statue. You can inspect their blueprints and give your feedback between 5 and 7 today at the auditorium in front of the Van Wezel. Also today, an important blood drive at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. SMH needs 800 pints of blood every month. They only get about 50 pints per month. Those who donate will get a free Tervis tumbler, a wellness check, and be up for raffle prizes, which could include an Amazon Echo. You can donate at SMH today from 8 till 5 or tomorrow and Thursday from 10 till 7.
Facebook officially under investigation this morning. The FTC has now opened an investigation into the company's privacy practices. Facebook is facing a lot of questions following reports that data from nearly 50 million users landed in the hands of Cambridge Analytica. It's a political consulting firm without their consent. The FTC is considering whether or not Facebook violated a 2011 consent decree. Now, Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg, he went on the apology tour, taking out full-page ads in newspapers on Sunday to apologize for a breach of trust and saying that he does promise to do better. So the question, how can you find out what your data is that's being stored in Facebook? It's actually really easy to do. First, do it from a computer or a laptop. That is the easiest. All you have to do is log in your Facebook. Second, click on settings. That's up at the upper right-hand corner. Third, click on download a copy of your Facebook data. You're going to need to enter your password again at this point, and then you're going to start compiling a list of all of that. It will automatically pull up a copy of all the categories and all the data that it serves for you. I did this in this morning. It takes about 10 minutes. Very easy to do.
Some people are very concerned. Others say, who cares?
Right. There's a lot of information out there. Basically, everything, it's like a footprint. Everything you've done on Facebook is what it's going to pull up for you.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Uh-oh, Ray.
Still ahead, your top 7 before 7.
And that includes a look at your first alert weather and traffic as you get ready for the day. May or may not include all those spring break activities.
Here's a peek outside at I-75 and Bee Ridge Road. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota for big savings during the spring sales event. Take a test drive and see why Jeep Grand Cherokee is the most awarded SUV of all time. Or for impressive off-road performance with a little bit of Suncoast style, shop the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wranglers. Stop by today and drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for just $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who's professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now.
All right, it's time now to get you ready for your day.
Here are the top 7 things you need to know. First off, the forecast from John Skolsky.
I'm very happy to relay this information to you. It'll be a low humidity day today and for a few more days as well, making it feel very comfortable. Dry right straight through Friday with plenty of sunshine around and warm temperatures. Those are your takeaways.
All right, number 2 is the traffic. Let's peek at the busy spot right now in Manatee County. Some issues there on 301, 15th Street East. Otherwise, mostly clear across the Suncoast. Let's go to the beach for Marla Spence.
Spring break is in full effect for Sarasota County and Manatee County students. They'll be coming to beaches like Lido and also Siesta Key Beach. While they do that, Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies will be out patrolling area beaches as well as parking lots and also waterways with their marine units.
Thank you, Marla. Number 4 now, the Federal Trade Commission taking aim at Facebook. They've opened an investigation into the company's privacy practices.
Number 5, later today, Manatee County officials will talk about their response to a heart attack victim whose body was left lying on the road under a sheet for hours last month.
Number 6, China's out-of-control space station is about to fall from the sky.
Duck.
It's expected to plunge to Earth any day now, and much of it will burn up, but not all. Scientists say it's likely to land somewhere between California and New Jersey.
Such a small space. And number 7, what's trending? Well, after 21 years, the Connor family is back on TV. The return of Roseanne tonight. Roseanne, Dan, Darlene, Becky, DJ, even Aunt Jackie. They are all back. It is tonight at 8 o'clock, and you can watch it right here on ABC 7.
A new and improved, subdued Roseanne.
That's right. It was always family viewing in our house. I liked the Connors because I felt like, you know, they had a lot of quirks and they were relatable.
They did very well during that run.
Yes.
Is it kind of unusual to get a whole cast back together like that?
Very unusual. They're all in other places, and they all wanted to come back for this.
How about that?
Here's a look at Bee Ridge Road and I-75. Enjoy your Tuesday. GMA is next.